Energy update time. There's a lot of energy to update on. Monday, the 25th of March, full moon, and it's called the worm full moon. I'm going to get into what that means just now. But yeah, the energy is ramping, and I don't know whether you can all feel it within your beings. I feel like I'm going through a balloon pop moment. The energy inside of me has really been surging, like I'm about to spontaneously combust. And all the energy is sitting here, just above the heart, kind of like round about the high heart area. Now, this high heart area, the high heart, okay, the chakra, that is where the heart is now moving into the high heart. This is essentially our true heart, really. You know what I mean? And it makes sense that there's all this energy like surging between the heart chakra and the cosmic heart, because the cosmic heart is the heart of one, right? So it kind of like makes sense that everything's merging and coming into oneness. And there's a lot of energy here. I keep finding myself wanting to gasp for air, like bringing it in, and everything feels very, very intense, but from within me. So you may be feeling the same physical energy, and that's for good reason, because we're at a point now where we are at that balloon pop moment, right? So I, a few days ago, attended a Temescal, which is a sweat lodge, and it was absolutely incredible. Weeks prior to that, I'd booked in and I was like, I don't want to go, because I knew what it meant. I was thinking all this energy coming up. A Temescal, which is in a dome, for those of you that have done it, you know, for those that haven't, it's basically like a dome structure, and you go in there, it's dark, it's a lot of heat, it's hot, and you sweat. I mean, it's very, very Native American, it's very Mexican. I mean, all the traditions use the sweat lodge for good reason, to purge what you need to come out. So you go through 4 rounds, and each round gets hotter and hotter, and you give intentions, and essentially you go through a death in that heat, and you get reborn, which is why you being in this womb. Now, I knew that I was building up to leaving something behind in the fire on that Temescal, and that was last week, Thursday. A week ago, actually. And that sent me into a very, very deep, dark 4-5 day purge of releasing after the sweat lodge. So I was like, wow, this is pretty big. So now let's flash forward. I'm sharing this with you for a reason. So let's flash forward now to the worm moon, okay, which is basically the worm full moon on the 25th, as I say. Now, the Native Americans gave this moon its name. Now, what does it actually mean? It means when the earth actually heats up, definitely warms up, or depending on what part of the world you're in. But for them, the earth heated up, and then when it heated up, it pushed the worms to the surface, right? So isn't that very much like a Temescal, where, like, let's face it, the Gaia is a womb, okay, going into the earth and descending, okay, which is how we ascend, we descend. Going into the womb, going into the underworld is going into the earth, right? So it's very symbolic, this moon. And it's very, very sort of like reflective of a Temescal sweat lodge. So those worms are being pushed to the surface. So my question to you is, what worms are coming to the surface for you to look at, right? That's essentially what this is all about for me. And I feel that we are being really led without any distraction now to the major layers, okay, or the layer that is basically really sitting, you know, has got all of that weight that holds us back. We're really getting to the point now where we're actually looking at the thing, right? So now for me, this moon is very much about being very true with yourself. It's very inner child. So as I say, as the heat builds, as Gaia and the womb gets hotter, and it purges all the little worms to the surface, like, let's look at that. What does that mean to you? What do you need to look at? Now, I got bitten all the way on the back of my right leg. Now, insect bites, okay? Insect bites means look at something with urgency in your life. It needs dealing with now. And I've had that play out. I've had a lot of things that have just blown up in my face in the last 2 days where they're like, right, now you need to deal with it. And it's brought up all my inner child stuff. So there may be urgent things that like need your attention now. And that's indicative of where we are right now as far as our becoming process, because we're now, you can't leave it anymore. You can't push it to the side. It's now, okay? Which is why this moon is so intense. And then a week later, we go into Mercury retrograde, gift that keeps on giving. So what is coming up for you to the surface? And I mean, I'm reading from my journal now, okay? So the inner child, your inner child. So this is the thing, you know, I usually go to like big past lives, or we're talking about, you know, Atlantis or whatever. I'm talking to you about your inner child in this life, okay? So we're talking about patterns which are very much more immediate. It's more of an immediacy in this life as to where those true blockages have, you know, lie. And isn't that quite incredible? Because it's almost like we've gone right out to the outer borders, and we've come in past life, we've dealt with that past life, we've looked at that past life, we looked at that past life. And as we get closer to our own inner truth, what life do we come to? This one. So we start out there to come in here, right? So the fact that this is very inner child tells you exactly how close we are to this final balloon pop moment. So it's pretty big. So if you're feeling it, you should be, because it's pretty big. So what have you not dealt with? And also as well, / ancestral lines, what has not been dealt with that you have agreed to hold on to. I've just uncovered something now that as 16 generations back, but it didn't get passed on to my kids because I was the one that's supposed to deal with it. So I've also been dealing with ancestral lines. I've also been dealing with my inner child on how much fear comes up when I'm faced with expanding or being heard or speaking my truth or whatever it might be. So there's going to be, so your inner child, spend some time with him or her and listen to what they have to say. And it's not even to go and do 5 million hours of healing on it. It may be just going into a meditation quietly, calling in your little self, whatever age that is, and just having a conversation. And I think you'd be quite surprised as to what comes up. But I think that acknowledgement is the key to the game right here, to actually be able to soul retrieve that, or have an understanding as to why you feel why you feel how you do in this current moment. So that's what's going to be coming up quite a lot, So I've written here, pressing issues that cannot be ignored anymore. We got to deal with them now. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay. It feels scary, but you know what? Once we look at it, not so much. So also, I've spoken about this before, inauthenticity. So this moon is going to be bringing up inauthenticity in everyone. You're going to be seeing it out there, but if you're seeing it out there, then it's in you as well. So what do I mean by that? If you're being inauthentic, and I think if I can put this as one big umbrella field over all of us, is are we speaking the truth that we speak? Does that match up how we really feel? Okay, so whatever you're speaking out there and whatever you're professing and going, rah, rah, this is my truth, are you actually matching up here? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of us that don't want to face our shadow. I mean, I get it. Like, it's because it's hard and it's stingy and it's sore. So give yourself some compassion for that, because it's not easy to look at your shadow self. Transformation is intense and extremely painful. And, we got to break through those layers. But when we get on the other side, all is glorious, right? So if you are still stammering around the edges and you're still finding it difficult to look at that thing, give yourself some compassion for that, because it's not easy, but you do have to look at that thing, because what you feel in your heart, true heart, needs to match up with your actions. So if you are basically, doing one thing and your left hand's doing another, that can't happen. That's got to match up. So everything is about alignment now, okay? Body, mind, spirit, okay? Basically all of it, all right? So it's all got to be in alignment, and we've all got to be moving in the same direction. Love for self and love for everyone, love for it all, okay? So that's what we're moving towards. So now, can you feel that you are on, and this is my favorite one, can you feel that you are on the precipice of something huge? Let's get away from the shadow, because we talk about so many sad things and it's so intense. Let's get to the good stuff now, right? As to why we have been doing this for so long, right? Do you feel like something's about to go kapow, kaboom, like in the Batman cartoons? I'm always going on about Batman because I'm always going on about my Batman sign. But are you feeling that surging coming up? Because I can. So are you about to unlock that deep wisdom that you've been burrowing for so long? That's what I've written here. Are you about to unlock that deep wisdom that you've been burrowing for so long? You've been getting down into the earth, looking for it and looking for it and looking for it, and then you've gone through the layers. You've hit the rock. You've hit you've hit the layers of dirt. You've gone to a beautiful bed of crystals. Now you're into Gaia's beautiful rivers deep within her, and now you're gonna get to the epicenter, which is Gaia's center, which is your center. You've been burrowing. That's why we're doing that. So can you feel that something is about to come online and go kapow, right? You should be. And if you're not yet, you're going to be, right? So basically, this is about the physical alignments, which I'm talking about. So long story short, if there is such a long story short with me, okay, I've always battled with the way I eat. You know what I mean? Because I I don't know. I've just really, and when I mean that, I mean, I can't commit to a 3-day fast because I like muffins. That's the problem. This is the sacred part of me that just doesn't want to jive. You know what I mean? She's just like, yeah, but there's coffee though. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like that modern day Magdalene where I'm just like, yeah, I'll go to the temple, but I'm going to go with Americano in my hand. Absolutely. So anyway, getting back to the subject, like this is all about alignment. Everything I'm talking about is alignment, you know, like really crossing the T's, dotting the I's. So I went to an intuitive medical doctor about food and everything like that. But first of all, she works with all of your energy and she basically deciphers, you know, what's going on with the physical, what's going on the mental, emotional, spiritual, all of the above. She said to me, which I said to her actually, which made her agree with me. I was like, I feel like I am about to unlock the secrets of the universe. And truly I do, because I've been doing deep research for many, many, many years on the number 7 and, you know, the Great Pyramid and, you know what I mean, all of those ancient teachings and wisdoms, the Shamsu Horus. Anyway, you probably don't even know who they are, but like, anyway, they are like demigods of Egypt and it's like ancient wisdom. Even like, you know, back in the beginning when Thoth was kind of like, you know, was around Atlantis times, they crossed over from Atlantis to Egypt times. Anyway, I've been working with this and channeling this for a long time. Now, they came through again, these beings, and they were like, listen, you need to line up. You need to align your chakras. You need to align your physical being and all the rest of it because we need to come through in full force. Now, this is not just me. There's going to be many of you out there who may already be channels and all the rest of it, bringing stuff through. Your next level of teaching is about to come through like kaboom, right? Now, if you are not channeling and you haven't stepped into that realm yet, but you're about to, you're going to get kickstarted into it because it's going to come in kaboom, right? But we have to get this vessel and our light bodies all talking to each other, all walking in the same direction, in the same line. You know what I mean? That's what needs to happen. So what also got said to me as well, when they come through, when a channel comes through your divine guidance like that, any kind of wisdoms need to basically, you know, we're receiving and transmitting all the time. You know, it's electricity. Essentially, a channel is electricity. So we are 70% water, 80% water, whatever. I don't know the exact percentage, but we are water. Okay. So when that channel comes through, it needs to be clean, and that channel will come all the way through us, and then it will go all the way into the earth, and we'll put it into the grid. And then, of course, we'll connect with the heart of Gaia, with the womb space, and we'll bring all of that up through us, and we'll connect to spirit. And whatever information we're receiving and transmitting will be so pure and so clean, and it will be the wisdom that you've been trying to connect with. It will be the channel that you've been waiting for a very long time. So I do feel that we're about to go from here, close on that, upgrade, which is what we've been doing in our physical bodies, upgrade, and then clicking into a brand new level somewhere else. So we are about to have that energetic blueprint balloon pop moment. There you go. And that is what this moon's going to bring through. So there is a lot of uncomfortability in the physical body as we move through this. There's a lot of intense pain. And I'm just going to say pain, ... because that's thoughts, that's emotions, that's like all of the above, physical, you know, but it's the last layer. So I encourage you to work with this now and really, because let's keep it focused now. I just want to like close on this video now and keep it focused as to why we're doing this. It's not about to get too overly debate overly about why you're where you're at. Do you know what I mean? We want to focus on basically where we're going, and that balloon pop moment, let's call it the balloon pop moment, that's what we're focusing on. So do what you got to do, work with what you got to work with, sit with that inner child to bring everyone and everything on sides so you can indeed step into that new level of wisdom and bring it through, bring it out, share it with the world, whatever you got to do, you know? So if you feel that you need help with this and what I call a bit of a kick up the ass to get the energy going, do you know what I mean? Remember, there is the Heka Healing Oracle reading. I've been doing quite a few of these readings and they are deeply profound. I work with several oracle decks, including the hieroglyphic symbols of Sia, Hu, and Heka, which brings intention, action equals creation. So we do a beautiful oracle reading. We kind of pull out where the blockages are. We pull out where all the light is, and we create a divine plan for you. And then once we have all that information, I'll take you into into a soul retrieval or some kind of healing or connection with the new guides, beings, whatever it is that you need, the cards and that portal, the Heka healing, will actually open that to you. So that session's about an hour and a half-ish. Sometimes I get a bit overexcited and it could be 2 hours, but this is the perfect thing to deep dive you now into this new course of direction. You want to get into a new current, a new stream, into the river, and away you go. So we want to focus less on why we're here, the pain, the understand it, know it, yeah, okay, fine. But we want to now focus on, well, how do we assist our beings into diving into the next stage? And let me tell you, that Heka healing has got some potency, and yeah, it's really effective in clearing the blocks. It's really effective clearing the blocks, giving you a plan of action, okay, and then activating the new template. I mean, that's it and that's all, isn't it? You know what I mean? So if you feel called, let's get on that and let's get that popping and let's get you into that new river and stream, okay? Not swimming upstream, down current, easy sticks, yeah? Anyway, thank you for listening as always. And yeah, I'll speak to you super soon. Keep on swimming. Like Dora, is it Dora from Nemo? Just keep swimming. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I think it appears I've gone mad. Peace.